Welcome to the Eurocard Open, the Essen event in the semi-final of this wonderful championships here at the Grugerhallen Essen. Thomas Muster playing against Pete Sampras in this very, very prestigious tournament in Essen, Germany. Thomas Muster, who has never beaten Pete Sampras in 6 tries, facing the world's #2 player, who is really on form. Thomas Muster in the quarterfinals, particularly, has beaten Bruguera. So is expected to do well from his own point of view. But the statistics say, with 6 victories to 0 to Pete Sampras, that perhaps Muster will not win this afternoon, but he is one of the world's great triers. He is ranked 3 in the world against Pete Sampras, #2 in the world. Pete Sampras, who has a home in Tampa, Florida, 24 years of age, and is one of the great stylists of the world's tennis game today. Wonderful personality, great credit to the game, and has had a terrific season so far, particularly in the Grand Slams, winning the Wimbledon and US Open Championships, reaching the final of the Australian. So Pete Sampras has the advantage in the semi-final of opening serve against Thomas Muster.
Fimsen 15 love. Guide signal 30 love.
Pete Sampras, who beat Jim Courier in the semi-finals, so far has not lost a set in these championships.
Guide 6 Fimsen 30-15.
Good play from Muster. That's the game that we expect to see Muster play. Firmly solid from the baseline. Sampras will be the one that's trying to get into the net more. And although he's lead 6-love, statistics mean nothing. I'm sure Muster, despite never beating Sampras, still believes that he can possibly upset the world's #2. Both players in terrific form. Muster, who's totally and utterly dominated the clay court seasons during the whole of 1995. And it's good to see Muster playing indoors on a different surface than clay. There's no reason at all why eventually he couldn't become a very good indoor court carpet player.
Sampras.
So a great start from Sampras.
First game, Sampras.
One of the favourite smashes that particularly the youngsters like to see Pete Sampras play. It's almost like a basketball dunk shot. So Sampras wins the opening game and is 1-love in the first set.
Time.
So Thomas Muster comes out for his opening serve in the semi-final of the Eurocard Open.
Afslag Muster.
No doubt today who will be the most popular competitor out of these two. People will be rooting for Muster.
Null Fimsen, love 15.
Pete Sampras reaching the final of Lyon last week, losing to Wayne Ferreira.
Fimsen by.
In fact, both players last week reached the final of their respective tournaments. Thomas Muster losing to Philippe de Wolf in the final of Vienna. So both very much in form indoors on carpet. Well, Muster thought the ball was out. He immediately put his hand up.
15-30.
You'll see, whether we'll see it in the slow motion, him putting his right hand out, signifying that he thought the ball was out, but not too many protests, so maybe he didn't after all. Oh, look at that. What a wonderful shot. This forehand of Muster's is one of the best in the world. He gets so much topspin on it and so much control. One of the best athletes in the world today, Muster. You have to be to win 11 titles on the tour in 1 year, which he's done so far. Incredible record. A good shot. You see that Sampras is playing Muster on the backhand side,
30-40.
forcing Muster to leave a gap down the forehand side. Beautiful, stylish player, Sampras. Classic style. And Muster well used to these long rallies.
Einstein, just
Playing virtually 95% of his tennis on clay courts in Europe. Then he's used to these long punishing rallies, and he can stay out there all day long against anyone in the world, including Sampras and Agassi.
Fortile Muster. Net. Second serve.
Yes, the ball was in. Again, that gap down the forehand side.
Einstein, just
And this is the second time that Pete Sampras has been deadly accurate down the line, with both players knowing each other's games so well. I'm sure Sampras is tactically aware of that little gap that Muster leaves down the forehand side.
Fortile Muster. Muster.
Well, a good game from Muster.
1-2, 1-0.
Muster moved to that forehand side even before Pete Sampras had hit the ball. As ever, the fighter, saving a break point, scrapping from the baseline.
Bitte nehmen Sie Platz.
Look at that, he's even trying for that one. Most players wouldn't have got that one, and most players certainly wouldn't have tried for this one. But Muster, that's his trademark. He absolutely tries flat out for everything.
By 15-0.
And one gets the feeling early in this match that it may not be an easy match for Sampras. We all know that on a fast indoor surface and with 6 victories ahead of him against Muster that he should win, but Muster is just the type of personality and character to spoil the rankings and to spoil the form book, if you like.
Vincent, 40, 15. Bill Sampras.
And I'm sure that's the tactic that Sampras is going to employ during this semi-final match against Muster. Serve wide to the backhand of Muster and then try to get in nice and tight. That's the type of game that Pete Sampras likes to play. Beautiful action, stylish serve, gets in, just checks, and then an easy forehand volley out of the corner of his eye. You can see Muster's way out of court, so really has no problem. No breaks of serve in the first 3 games of this set.
Time.
Pete Sampras, number 2 in the world, just below Andre Agassi, but catching him up fast. If he wins this week, it gets him very close to the number 1 spot.
Bitte nemen Sie schnell Platz, danke.
Andre Agassi was here, but went out to Maleva, Washington early in the week. Thomas Muster, thoroughly deserved, ranked number 3 in the world, having won 11 tournaments so far during 1995.
Oh! 15 love.
And Pete Sampras could see Thomas Muster coming into the net off the forehand.
15 all.
And quickly had to whip the backhand past him before he got to the dominant net position.
Vincent Reisse, 15-30.
A favourite shot of so many players now. Ivan Lendl used to play that shot so well, running round the backhand and hitting what we call the off forehand. Oh dear, that died. Oh dear, what happened to the ball there? I think it was a mishit from Muster.
30 all.
That's the mishit, and the ball just dies very low. No chance for Sampras to get it.
Drajcik 40, 30-40. Einstein, juice.
Fairly heavily strapped on his left thigh. Of course, the physical effort that Muster puts into his matches is quite incredible. Yes, well played, Sampras. He worked out the rally very well.
4 tiles, Sampras.
There was the approach, backhand, anticipating where Muster was going to hit the ball. Second opportunity to break the serve. Oh yes, oh yes, that was a wonderful shot. So good start from Pete Sampras. Thomas Muster taking him wide with that heavy topspin forehand.
3-1.
Sampras way outside the baseline. Give him an inch and he'll take a mile, Sampras. And one would expect on the fast indoor court Muster to struggle on his serve. That's been the case so far. 3-1.
Louis Vincent, love 15. Vincent by the 15-all.
Well, few people in the world can live with that type of serve volleying of Pete Sampras in that last point.
Vincent draait 15-30. Draait zich bij de 30-all.
Yes, the ball was in.
Draait zich 40-30.
Once again, good nifty footwork, running around the backhand, hitting a forehand for the outright winner. Oh, my word. And Pete Sampras using the tactic of serving and volleying on the second ball, which he hasn't done so far in this match, anticipating the shot down the line and then the cut slice volley from Pete Sampras, winning the point and comfortably being in the lead with one break of serve at 4-1 in the first set.
Time.
So Thomas Muster, only one break of serve down, but he's struggled in both his service games. Beats Bruguera, Sergei Bruguera from Spain in the quarterfinals.
Simpson or 15 love. Out.
Well, I thought the ball hit the line.
The guy signal 30 love.
But a good call from the linesman. I don't know why, interestingly, why the umpire suddenly called out. Maybe just to reaffirm to Sampras that the ball was out. Very close. And there's that gap again. Sampras is finding that so often. That's about the fourth time in this match that he's whipped one down the line.
The guy took Simpson 30-15.
And that's because Muster likes to run round his backhand. There it is again. You see he runs round his backhand and then leaves the down the line shot with a fairly big gap.
The guy took by 30 all.
A good lesson on how to take the ball early. Stepping in, hitting the ball on the rise.
Here took the guy took 40-13.
Few players in the world use all the angles so well as Thomas Muster. With that very heavy topspin forehand, he can take the player very wide by hitting it short. Another example of the angle play from Muster. Great tactician.
Sampras fair try. 4-2 Sampras. Correct. Simpson 15 love.
Well, that was a very close call. Yes, well played. Muster going back down the line. Sampras anticipating the backhand cross, the forehand cross court. Here's the volley, which wasn't quite good enough. It was a little bit high. Sampras moved across to the backhand volley, and Muster outfoxed him.
The guy took Simpson 30-15.
Muster, used to playing on clay, the slow clay courts of Europe, often stands back a little bit too much. wonderful shot. Because the serve was good. Muster has got some of the best ground strokes in the world today. He and Agassi must off the ground be the best. Total contrast of styles out here.
Right cheek, field cheek, 30-40.
But that must be classed as a bad miss for Sampras. He had a reasonably open court to hit the backhand volley in. And when you play Muster, the volley has got to be good because you know he's going to try and run everything down. Break point. Well, Sampras paid the price of a backhand half volley that was a little short. You just cannot afford to leave anything short against Muster. Any balls that bounce about the middle of the court, you see the ball barely gets past the service line, and Muster is so quick and has got such a strong forearm wrist that he can whip the ball over for the passing shot. So Pete Sampras loses his break of serve, and Muster and Sampras are pretty even out here in the semi-final of the Eurocard Open from the Krugerhalle Essen, with Sampras leading 4-3.
Time.
Pete Sampras a little disappointed at losing that serve. Full marks, though, to Thomas Muster. You've got to give him so much respect, Muster.
15 off.
In his career has probably worked harder than anybody else on the ATP Tour, has been beset by dreadful injuries, and he's overcome them all.
Wide, 15 all.
Used to be known as a real workhorse, Thomas Muster, but just the last 2 or 3 years, people have recognised that there's terrific talent as well as determination and workload.
The guy took 30-15.
Totally focused, great footwork, terrific athlete.
Well,
as I suspected at the start of this match, Muster's really giving Sampras some trouble out here.
Muster. Like 4-all.
And when you play Thomas Muster, you know you've got to win every single point that you possibly can, because he's not going to go and lose any. He's not going to give any points away free. And he's going to be out there trying and trying and trying as long as the match goes on.
15 all, 15 love.
No, it's a poor first volley. Bad first volley from Sampras. You won't like that at all.
Vincent by 15 all.
He had an opportunity here to put the ball in a much better position, and this was also a slow reaction on this volley. Yes, good volley. Well, on the slow motion replay, you'll see that Muster anticipates that Sampras is going to volley to the forehand side. You see Muster running the other side, but Sampras just too smart for him. Completely wrong foots, Muster.
Vier seconden, 40, 15. Speel Sampras.
So a good service game from Sampras, winning it to 15. He needed that after losing his serve. Sampras just about in front, 5 games to 4. But no points are easy, and never write off the strong character of Thomas Muster.
Time.
Second time in 2 weeks that Pete Sampras has got to the semi-finals of the indoor tournament. Last week reached the final, lost to Wayne Ferreira in Vienna. Muster serving, 4-5.
Vincent, 15 love.
Oh, look at that. He saw the gap again. Quite happy to rally out all day long if necessary, Muster. But then when he gets the opportunity, the type of character he is, he just grabs that chance and hits the ball for the winner.
Vier 40 love. 4-6 Vincent, 40-15.
Interesting things are happening out here. Thomas Muster, who rarely comes to the net on the serve and volley tactic, actually comes to the net on the second serve. He was 4-love up, that was the reason.
Spin, Muster. Finch bided, 5-all.
It has to be said that there's very little between these two players. Sampras ranked 2 in the world, Muster ranked 3. Both won over $2 million in prize money this year.
Vincent, 15 loss.
But the career prize money a little bit different. Sampras, $18 million. And Thomas Muster, nearly 6 million. Oh, what a wonderful shot. Very shrewd, very astute. Again, saw a little bit of light down the forehand volley side of Pete Sampras. Terrific angle. And Pete Sampras is going to have to raise his game to win this set. Mark Miles, the chief executive of the ATP, the Association of Tennis Professionals.
The guy took Vincent, 30-15.
Pete Sampras, he often looks for 2 balls and then always gives 1 back. And whatever Sampras does, Muster seems to have an answer for it at the moment. He serves and volleys here, and Muster passes him. 5-all, 30-all, first set.
40-30.
It's a bad volley. It's a bad volley from Sampras. He really isn't playing very confidently at the net, which is one of his strengths normally. Look at the spin of that ball. But quite a long way out, considering it was, for Sampras anyway, a fairly basic volley. Oh, what a pity. Slight mishit from Muster.
Fourth by Sampras.
Few players in the world hit the ball with so much topspin as Muster, so occasionally he does get the odd mishit. Oh, great tennis. Great tennis from Sampras.
Sampras.
And Sampras has had to raise his game quite considerably to hang on to this set. There really is nothing in it at all. One break of serve each, and Sampras playing really well. Great example of good footwork, and once again it's the forehand down the line for the outright winner that gains him the point and the game. Sampras 19 winners, outright winners that is, versus 13 for Muster, and you'd expect that. And Sampras leads 6-5 in this first set.
Time.
So Thomas Muster coming out here, 5-6 in the first set. Very high standard of tennis from both players. Neither player giving an inch. Sampras perhaps could feel that he could volley a little bit better, but
Vincent, love 15. Vincent by 15-all.
Just the occasional unnecessary unforced error from Sampras.
The right to Vincent 30-15.
Well played. The backhand lob from Sampras wasn't high enough. There's the drop shot. That was a little high. Muster just giving himself time, and that was meant to be a high backhand lob volley, but it didn't come off at all.
40-15.
Muster was meant to be chasing that one, but Sampras wasn't able to get it high enough over the head.
Spiel Muster. 6-all tiebreak.
Well, Muster, you've got to give every credit to. He was a breakdown early in the set. He's come back, and now it's all square. Tie-break in this first set of the semi-finals of the Eurocard Open at the Grugerhalle Essen. Sampras serving for 1 point.
1-0. 1-0. Muster.
And although the indoor fast surface favours Sampras, although he's got 6 victories against 0 from Muster, not many betting men would put money on Pete Sampras definitely winning this set or this match against the character of someone like Muster. He's the greatest fighter on the ATP Tour.
By 1-0.
The 5th or 6th time that Sampras has popped one down the line for the outright winner.
Zwei 1, 2-1 Sampras.
Well, 3 points on the break of serve in the tie-break here. No doubt about that at all.
Drei 1, 3-1 Sampras.
And that speed is taken from the ball when it just leaves the racket, not when the receiver hits the ball. Just an annoying beep noise that keeps coming up. And again, it's the electronic, neither net cord judge or the line judge electronic machine. Well played. Good concentration there from Sampras whilst the beeping of the machine was going on.
4-1 4-1 Sampras.
Having prepared himself to serve 3 or 4 times and unable to do it because of the annoying machine. It's still beeping, but trying to keep his concentration.
Vier 2 4-2 Sampras.
Now there's Thomas Muster trying desperately to get the smash back from Pete Sampras. One more serve.
Vier 4-3 Sampras.
So Sampras now with 2 points on his serve.
Wait. 4-4.
Pete Sampras deciding to serve wide, to come in on the second serve. Oh yes, great serve.
5-4, 5-4, Sampras.
Muster was just moving round. You can see there, Muster not even in the picture there. He's moving round his backhand to try and play a forehand, but Sampras whips the serve down the middle. We'll play Muster. And this tiebreak could not be more evenly poised. This ball, very high shot from Sampras. He really wanted to float it much lower than that to get it at the feet of Muster, but it didn't work. So 5 points all. Muster one more serve.
Net first serve. Six-5, 6-5, Muster.
And Muster, through hard work, graft, concentration, a lot of aggression, plays himself from a breakdown in this early in this first set to give him his first set point, although Sampras has got 2 serves.
Six-5, 6-all.
And if there is a great chance to serve an ace, then Sampras will. Break point down in the tie break, and out comes the ace exactly at the right time. Muster always walking very fast, always busy, always thinking. Sampras always cool under pressure. That's absolutely brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant play from Muster. Pete Sampras had an opportunity a couple of times to make the winner. That was one. This was great scrapping. He should have gone back down the line, went for the angle, but you can't do the angle against Muster because he outruns at all tennis balls.
7-6. 7-6, Muster.
And he thoroughly deserves his set point. This is the second chance he's got, has had, shall I say, to win the set. What a point. Yes, and there it is. You have to give credit to Muster.
Muster 7-6.
Quite an unbelievable display of aggression, determination, and athletic ability to win that first set in the tiebreak, having been a breakdown early in the set. And you have to say it's the determination and grit that is the difference between these two players at the moment. Pete Sampras and Thomas Muster battling it out here in this semi-final match at the Eurocard Open.
Time. Zweiten Satz. Aufschlag Muster.
And all this crowd giving Muster great credit for that first set. And here he is to serve in the second set of the semi-final of the Eurocard Open from the Grugerhalle in Essen.
$15-0, 15 love. Dragajczyk 0, 30 love. Dragajczyk 30-15.
And Pete Sampras having to respond with shots like that to stay in the hunt with Muster, because from the baseline it's very difficult to win the points against Muster. And there's an example why.
40-15, 40-15. Dragajczyk 40-30.
Oh, look at that. Normally he goes cross-court there, but that one was straight down the line. What wonderful ground strokes this Muster's got. This was a good approach shot, kept nice and low. And Muster whips it back down the line from whence it came. Look at that firm grip he's got on that backhand. Very strong wrist and forearm. Absolute wonderful athlete. So, Muster, surprisingly, one set up against the world's number 2 and also a game up in this semi-final.
Time.
And what must Pete Sampras be thinking? He's got to play his own natural game, serving and volleying as much as he possibly can, but he's not getting much change out of the tactic at the moment, because so often Muster is passing him.
5-0, 15 love.
Nifty footwork.
The right signal, 30 love.
Best of 3 set match, these semi-finals. Best of 5 sets in the final.
Fiat signal, 40 love.
$2 million in prize money. $315,000 to win.
First serve. Fiat 6-15, 40-15. Speed Sampras. 1 beide, 1-0.
Fairly quiet and orderly game from Pete Sampras.
Vincent 15 love.
Players like Muster and Bruguera, to name but 2 wonderful clay court players, like to prove themselves on other surfaces. They don't like just to be known as clay courters. It's where they made their ranking and had all their success on the clay courts, but they can play indoors. I've seen Bruguera play well on grass.
Vincent beide, 15-0.
Certainly Muster reaching the final of Vienna last week in front of a very partisan home crowd. And now here at Essen, reaching the semi-final and could be the final. Certainly plays well indoors. Oh, that's slack. Oh dear.
The right 6-15, 30-15.
Second time that Sampras has played that poor shot down the line.
Fiat 6-15, 40-15.
There's never any emotion with Pete Sampras. Just the slight dropping of the shoulders after he loses a point like that.
Fiat 6, right 6, 40-30.
Muster will get that all right. Yes. Very, very quick around the court. The half volley not good enough in this class of tennis against someone who is so fast as Muster. Muster with plenty of time in this point to get to it and whip it down the line. The ball hadn't even started to drop when he hit this top spin. There it is, the ball at the top of the bounce. Nicely hit down the line. And Muster, you'd have to say, is a little bit out in front as a favourite to win this match unless Sampras raises his game quite considerably. 2-1 in the second set.
Time.
If there's one character in the men's game that one has to have respect for, it's Thomas Muster. Sheer determination, hard work, grit, tenacity. All these are words which roll off the tongue easily when one describes the character and the game of Thomas Muster.
Oh! 15 love.
This really would be an incredible upset if Muster could keep up this pace of this match and beat Pete Sampras. Very few players would expect of this of Muster. Indoors on a fast carpet.
The right signal, 30 love.
Every time they've played the best of 3 set matches so far, which is 4 times in their career, Muster hasn't got a 1 set. They've played twice, once at the US and once at the French, best of 5 sets, and he's got a set every time.
The right six, 30-15.
So despite losing 6 times in a row, Thomas Muster out here this afternoon against Pete Sampras on a fairly fast indoor court is looking absolutely in terrific form.
The guide sit by the 30-all.
And that's a shot that really normally, under normal circumstances, Pete Sampras is very, very safe on. The serve and the backhand volley. I mean, this is a way, way off miss. Look at the ball spinning there, completely in the wrong way.
The guide sit, 30-14.
And it's very interesting how at 30-all, second serve, struggling a little bit out here, he goes for a virtually ace down the line on the second serve. High risk stuff.
Net, first serve.
Obviously they've switched off the electronic machine on the net cord.
Einstein, just
He's mishit it. He's mishit it, and he's lost the point. And Muster has another break point to go 3-1 in this third set. This was the mishit from Pete Sampras, completely off the shaft of the racket. And Muster doesn't miss chances like that. Break point to Muster. Good volley, yes, good volley.
Einstein, just.
Very quick thinking from Sampras. He knew he had to try and get the ball back to the backhand of Muster, because if he'd pushed it down the forehand side of Muster, the chances are he'd have got past. Oh dear, what a miss.
Einstein, just.
9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100. Pete Sampras would just easily get that last point. Is it nerves? Is he having a bad day on the volley?
Fortile Muster.
The smash was more difficult than it looked, but Muster with another break point.
Spiel Muster.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. What a time to serve a double fault.
Der fair 3-1, 3-1 Muster.
This match has always almost come down to who is the most determined, and you have to say that on face value, Muster is the more determined of the two players. And for Muster, if he did beat Pete Sampras, it would be one big shock. I know one can say that someone ranked 2 and 3 in the world respectively, that they're not necessarily as a shock if the 3 beats the 2, but on indoor fast court surface, one has to have said before this match that Sampras was the clear favourite to win this match. But you can no longer say that.
Love 13. Wait. Love 14.
A good response from Pete Sampras. Oh, yes. Terrific stretch. Again, the heavy whipped forehand across court.
15-40.
Sampras goes for the cross-court outright winner, but Thomas Muster is there, and he doesn't miss shots like this. He knows that Sampras is a long way back, so he knows he just has to pop it over the net and he wins the point.
Drajcik 40, 30-40.
Now, Muster will want a good first serve here. He's been serving well, very wide to Sampras's backhand. It'll be interesting to see if he goes there again, or will he go down the middle? Yes, he went down the middle. Come on, he says. Once again, it's the determination of the Austrian. From love 40 to deuce. If you wanted someone to fight for your life, bring on Muster.
Fertile Sampras.
Fourth time that he's been break point down in this game. Oh no.
Speed Sampras.
Well, you can see what he was trying to do, the loop cross-court topspin forehand.
Right side, 3-2, Muster.
He aims a lot to try to get the ball in the service box, Muster, this one, but didn't come off, unusually so. You see, he was trying to get the angle on Sampras to force Sampras to run very wide indeed. That's the type of tactic that Muster likes. So, a little bit of a breather from Sampras's point of view. He gets back on stream with a break of serve, but Muster is 3-2 up in the second set.
Time.
Muster, I'm sure, reflecting on the loss of the serve. Could so easily have been 4-1 up against Sampras, but Sampras is hanging in at 2-3. Oh, that is just a terrible volley from Sampras.
0-15, low 15.
I mean, one has to feel partly a little bit sorry for Sampras because he's just volleying so atrociously today, for him anyway. That normally is just a bread and butter shot normally for Sampras.
Simpson by the 15-all.
Rather like when Stefan Edberg plays, you can never really judge what the emotional concern is of the players such as Sampras and Edberg, to name but two. They're so cool and calm and unemotional. No. And I have to say that I'd be very surprised if Sampras gets out of this match, because at the moment you have to say that Muster is the favourite to win. You can never dismiss Pete Sampras with his type of class of play, but Muster is going very well at the moment.
Simpson 15-40.
And one of the reasons I say that is that all the things that Pete Sampras is normally used to doing well are not coming off. Not serving particularly well, not volleying very well at all. And everything Muster's doing, like ground strokes, passing shots, are working. And shock horror around this crowd in the Grugerhalle in Essen. Whilst Thomas Muster, coming from Austria, is a very, very popular competitor, no one really can believe that he's taking Sampras apart like this.
Simpson 15 love.
Sampras is having a nightmare out here. Last week, Sampras lost in the final to Wayne Ferreira in Lyon in France.
The right signal 30 love.
And Sampras is a goner. No way that Thomas Muster will lose this match now, in my opinion. Commentator's nightmare if he does, but
signal 40 love.
It's just that Thomas Muster has been the more determined of the two players this afternoon.
Spel Muster. Referred 5-2 Muster.
And I think I'm on pretty safe ground when assuming that Muster's going to win this match, because the body language of both players could not be more of a contrast. Muster, bubbly, want to get on with it. Sampras looking very down and lethargic. He leads, Muster, that is, 5-2 in the second set. Six times in a row, Thomas Muster has lost to Sampras. Sampras, the favourite before this match, but no longer. A set and 5-2 down.
Null Simpson, love 15.
And it looks as though both Agassi, who lost early in the week, limped out of this tournament. And it now looks as if Sampras will do the same. The body language tells it all. Pete Sampras, unfortunately from his point of view, is down and out. The sheer determination of Thomas Muster has beaten him. And you can hear Muster, even at 40 love. Come on, come on.
Love 40.
That's the determination of this man who we all must respect. He's won 11 tournaments this year, and he's as keen at match point as he was in the very first point of the match. 3 match points. And there it is. Sampras doesn't even try to get the volley back.
That's right.
Thomas Muster, one must give 100% full marks for a magnificent victory, having never beaten Pete Sampras in 6 occasions. His best win on an indoor fast surface, which is often alien to him in comparison to the clay court tournaments that he's won. 11 titles this year. What a wonderful season. And now he's topped it all by beating Pete Sampras in this semi-final of the Eurocard Open at the Gruger Hall at Essen. Very, very well played, and many congratulations to Thomas Muster.
Und es geht jetzt hier auf dem Center Court direkt weiter mit den beiden Halbfinalspielen in der Doppelkonkurrenz. Und da erwarten wir zuerst Cyril Suk und Daniel Wacek gegen Todd Woodbridge und Mark Woodford.